don't know me, I'm Maria Vero. I am in charge of the formation here at Carmela. And we have done several of these talks. We have done on communication, external and internal communication. And this is the end of the year talk, and it's a very interesting topic about emotional intelligence. Have you heard about emotional intelligence before?
Yes.
Ring the bell if you have heard about it. Okay, good. Okay, so emotional intelligence is a very big part of our lives as humans because as you know, we have brain and we have heart. And those things have to go together so we can work towards success. So the intellectual intelligence is measured by something called IQ. And that's the intellectual coefficient that you're measured when you do some kind of test. And the emotional intelligence is called EQ. It's emotional coefficient. And no, it's not taught in schools. Not many people know how to foster it in their lives, but that's what we're gonna learn here, more about it, okay? So I'm gonna make some questions before we start, and you ring the bell if it rings a bell, if it has happened to you, okay? So, first situation. You know that you have to do something, but you don't do it because you don't feel like it. Has that happened to you? Okay, good. Next situation. You have an emotional outburst, and then half an hour later you feel bad because you shouldn't have acted the way you acted. Okay. Another thing. You have a moment where emotion overcomes you. Maybe you're watching a soccer game or a football game or a basketball game and you're so into it, and then or maybe you're fighting with the ref or whatever, and then you feel like so emotional, but after like an hour you're like, oh, but it wasn't that important. I don't know why I got so worked up. Has that happened to you? Okay, so all these things are signs that we have to work on managing our emotions, because emotions are not good, are not bad, they're just emotions. You just feel them. You can tell anyone, oh, you don't have to feel sad, because you feel sad. And that's one thing I always teach parents. You can say to a child, oh, you don't have to be mad about this, or you can be sad about this, because they are mad, or they are sad, or you are happy. You just feel them. But the thing is, you have to learn how to manage those emotions so they can work with you towards your goal and they don't block you from what you want to achieve. That's the important thing. Okay? So, we're going to learn a little bit about emotional intelligence, and I don't want you to get tired of me, so we're going to watch a little video so you can hear a different voice.
When we hear the word emotion, most of us think of love, hate, happiness, or fear. Those strong feelings we experience throughout life. Our emotions are the driving force behind many of our behaviors, helpful and unhelpful. Just where do our emotions come from? Our brain is wired to look for threats or rewards. If one is detected, the feeling region of the brain alerts us through the release of chemical messages. Emotions are the effect of these chemical messages traveling from our brain through the body. When our brain detects a potential threat, our brain releases the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol, which prepare us for a fight or flight response. When we detect or experience something rewarding, such as someone doing something nice for you, our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. These are the chemicals that make us feel good and motivate us to continue on the task or behavior. In these instances, the feeling region of the brain kicks in before the thinking part. Sometimes the reactions of the feeling brain are so strong that it dominates our behaviors, and we're unable to think rationally in the moment. Our emotions hijack our brain. While many of our emotional responses happen subconsciously, our thinking can influence our emotions, and sometimes this can be unhelpful. Just thinking about something threatening can trigger an emotional response. This is where we can manage our emotions with conscious thinking. Our emotions play a powerful role in the way we experience the world. Understanding and regulating our emotions through our thoughts and behaviors can help us take greater control of our brain and achieve our goals.
Okay, so that's a good introduction. So the things I want you to remember is the brain, one part of the brain that's called the hypothalamus is in charge of segregating some hormones that make us feel the emotions. So the good hormones or the make feel good hormones are dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. And the alert hormones, or the ones you put when something's happening, the alarm hormones, are adrenaline and cortisol. Yes, that's the stress hormone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have these two reactions from the brain. But the thing is that we can cause that reaction ourselves, because as he said there, and another great psychiatrist called Marianne Rojas tells in her conference, with your thinking, you can create this reaction, because the brain doesn't know if what we're thinking is real, is happening or not. So when I get here and I start thinking, oh, no one's gonna come to my talk, they're not gonna like it, oh, they're gonna fall asleep, they're gonna criticize me, then my brain doesn't know that that's not happening. The brain thinks that that's really happening, and I segregate the cortisol because I'm stressed, and then my tummy hurts, or I get tense, or my body thinks that that is happening, but it's not happening. And the same in the other way. If I think about nice things, nice memories I have, people I love, then all those good hormones are going to be released into my body. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to be relaxed. My body's going to be well. So that's the important thing about working with your thoughts, because I'm going to ask a question. And, I don't have my prizes here. The candy canes. They were there yesterday? No? They were inside. If you see them, okay, I have little prizes if Olga finds them for a question. Do you know the percentage? Oh, there they are. My prizes. Do you know the percentage? When I have thoughts, do you know how many times, or the percentage that thing happens or it doesn't happen? When I think something bad, like, oh, they're gonna rob me, they're gonna kill me, the plane's gonna crash, I'm gonna die, we're all gonna die.
90% is not gonna happen.
91.4% is not gonna happen. Very good. Very good, Candy. You heard that before. So yeah.
I came yesterday.
You came yesterday? Okay. So 91.4% of things that we think, they don't happen. And we get ourselves sick with emotions, with stress, because of things that are not happening and will not ever happen. So that's the importance of working with our thoughts and our emotions. So we're going to start talking a little bit about the 5 elements of the emotional intelligence. I don't know why this isn't. No, if I'm sitting. Okay. The 5 elements of emotional intelligence. First, and the most important, self-awareness. If you are self-aware, you always know how you feel and how your emotions and actions can affect the people around you. Being self-aware also means having a clear picture of your strengths and weaknesses. So self-awareness is a very important part, and most people are not self-aware. You sometimes don't know what you're feeling, why you're feeling, and this is taught from when you're little. I don't know if you have seen, sometimes right now they're teaching all these things to kids. They have this little drawings with happy face, sad face, angry face, scared, hungry, sleep, tired, whatever, and they have to point, because you have to teach those emotions even before they talk, because it's such a big part of expressing how you feel and working with your emotions. So knowing ourselves and how we feel is the first part. If you don't know yourself, your strengths, your virtues, what you struggle with, what causes your outburst, what emotion is the one you feel the most, then you're not going to be able to work with it to work towards success. The second one is self-regulation, because it's not just knowing your emotions, but regulating them. As we said before, you can't control feeling or not feeling something. But what you can control is what you do with that feeling. So you regulate. Yeah, you regulate. So sometimes if I know that when I'm driving, I get super mad because all the people are, I don't know, driving, they don't know how to drive, and I'm the only one who knows how to drive, then I can regulate my emotions because I know myself, and then I know, well, when I'm driving, I need to put the radio on classical music so I can relax, and you create techniques to regulate that emotion that you feel. But as you see, that you have to have the time to get to know yourself and to work on yourself so you can self-regulate. People who regulate themselves effectively rarely verbally attack others, make hasty or emotional decisions, stereotype people, or compromise their values. Self-regulation is about maintaining control, and we're going to talk about control a little bit more afterwards. Then motivation, very important. Self-motivated people consistently work toward their goals and have high standards for the quality of their work. There are people committed to giving their best in different contexts. So motivation is also part of your emotional intelligence. If you're able to be motivated, but not because you're going to earn an award, or you're going to be employee of the month, or someone's going to tell you, oh, thank you so much for doing this for me, not seeking that motivation outside. You have to seek the self-motivation. What makes you drive? What makes you work? What makes you move? And that is a big part of that emotional intelligence. Not just seeking rewards, money. Money is good, so yeah, money, we have to seek money. But what makes me move towards something? What are my goals? What are my dreams? And that we have to work on too. Then the fourth is empathy. And it's really important because when we said the concept of emotional intelligence, it's not just recognizing our emotions, but emotions in other people, in the people around us, and that's empathy. People with empathy have the ability to put themselves in another person's situation and understand their perspective. They help develop people on their team, challenge others who act unfairly, provide constructive feedback, and truly listen to those who need it. When we read this, we know how important it is to have empathic people around us and to be also empathic ourselves, because we want to have people around us who lift us up, who understand our feelings, who know when we're sad. Have you seen people that look at you? Ring your bell if you have someone around you that looks at you and says, "You're sad today," or "Oh, you're really happy," or "I think you're tired." Those kind of people are empathic people, are people that have developed their emotional intelligence so much that they have that perception to see in others what they also recognize in themselves. Because if they don't have self-awareness, they can't have empathy. You have to have one to have number four, because you have to be able to recognize those emotions to then recognize it in others. Okay, so that's the important thing. And then number five, social skills. Those social skills are the most sought out attribute in people today. When I went to a meeting with some friends that work in like multinational companies, and I asked him, so because I was interested in telling my kids, what should they work on to get jobs in the future? What do you look for when you look for new employees? And he said two things. He didn't say Harvard, he didn't say MBA, he said how many idioms or languages they speak, and social skills. Those two things are the most important things we see. It doesn't matter if he has to have obviously education and whatever, but we have so many people that have good education, but they don't have social skills. We're not interested in those people because we need them to work in a team. We need them to be able to communicate well. We need to be able to be leaders, and that's a big part of emotional intelligence. And it's really sad because in schools and in the education system, it's all about math and reading, and we're leaving out a very big part of the human development. That's that emotional intelligence. We have people that are excellent, or kids that are excellent in math and reading, but they have outbursts every time they don't have Starbucks coffee. Starbucks. I don't know why they're in Carmela. Carmela.
What did you
Cup.
say? How was that?
Because those kids are our clients are not like that.
So you have to delete.
Yeah, delete.
delete it.
No, those are not our clients. Our clients don't have outbursts. They have emotional intelligence. Those are those kids that. Okay, so yeah, but they have this kind of so they don't know how to manage their emotions. They don't know how to treat others. So that is social skills. People with good skills are excellent communicators. They're open to hear both bad news and good news. And they can get others excited about a new mission, project, or vision. Leaders with these skills are also good at managing change and resolving conflict diplomatically. And most of those things we saw communication and teamwork, conflict solving. We're gonna see next year in the formation program. But so it's a good and important package to have those social skills, to develop them. And if we see that we don't have them, maybe I can't work in a team because I have to do everything by myself because no one knows how to do things that I do. Okay, so we have to start figuring out how to work on it. We have to be able to delegate. We have to maybe I'm not communicating well. Maybe I'm not trusting other people. Maybe I'm not. So all those things we have to think about, especially in the work area and also in our family life and our social life. Okay? So, next. Well, this is some interesting data. Although it may seem like it, emotions do not come from the heart or chest. Emotions come from our brain. And we saw it in the first video that it's that region of the brain, the feeling region of the brain that has the emotions. Okay? Thinking with a cool head does not exist. Do you agree with this one or not? No. You agree? You think you can think with a cool head?
Sometimes it has.
Okay, so it's true that you have to be calm, but you cannot think without your emotions. Your emotions are always going to influence your decisions because your emotions are not just those outbursts are also how you perceive life. If you're happy, you're gonna see things a certain way, and if you're sad, you're gonna see. So it's not just about being calm, but not letting everything cloud, and it always gonna cloud even a little bit. You're always, and you have to be open to that. It's okay. You have to learn that we're human and that we're gonna think with our emotions, and it's okay. There are emotions, not good and bad emotions. We saw it, and sometimes of those bad emotions, it's not that they're bad, but what we feel, it's something that we don't want to feel. But sometimes those emotions bring good things. So we can't, if you don't do things because you're afraid, because you have fear, that emotion is keeping you maybe from doing the best thing in your life or getting the best job. So you don't have to reject those emotions. You have to learn how to work with them and feel them so you can maybe do great things, okay? And emotions are not only impulse, like they sometimes are lingering, and that's what we go into what's called feelings. And that's our next, oh no, not yet. Okay, how many emotions do you think there are? I'm gonna give prices, how many?
I was gonna say maybe 50.
50. Okay, so we have this little, that's one of the wheel of emotion, okay? You have it on your, you can't see it here, you have it on your paper. We have 6 that are primary emotions, and of those 6, you won your prize. Because I don't know if they're 15, but they're on. Of those 6 emotions, you have a lot of subdivisions that come from those emotions. So you can read 1 or 2 aloud. So
Love, joy.
and that comes from joy, right?
Love is peaceful, longing, affection.
Okay, so all those come from love, and love comes from joy. So you have all this subdivisions of the emotions. So that's interesting. You know, when we saw the movie, what's it called in English?
Yeah, emotions. No.
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Now it's coming the second movie, and we should all see it because that's a really good movie. Inside Out says we have like 6 primary. I don't know if there's 5 in the movie.
It's 5.
It's 5, yeah. There's one missing from this wheel. So it's really that's really good to know. That's how we operate with those emotions, and it made it really famous. So it's good. It's a good thing because people got in touch with more of their emotions. But now we have the difference between emotions and feelings. So someone can tell me what do you think the difference is between emotions and feelings? One difference. We have a lot, but you can tell me 1 or 2.
Emotions and feelings.
What's it? Yeah.
Can feeling be like something you feel towards someone, and emotion be something you feel like about a situation?
Yeah, that's a good answer. Like feelings are mostly about maybe people or something outside, and maybe emotions are more inside you. So that's good. Another difference: the duration of the feeling and the emotion.
Maybe you can have feelings towards like somebody for like 5 months, and like emotions or something that you have like your whole life.
Yeah, emotions are like in duration short in your life, but you have them for all your life. And feelings are longer, but they're directed towards someone. So we're gonna read. So you win another candy because you gave 2 good answers. So emotions, reaction to a stimulus. Okay, it's a reaction. That emotion is a reaction. You know, it's the brain segregating those hormones. Unconscious and immediate. Sometimes our emotion comes before our thinking. You know, sometimes when something happens, you react before you think you can act. I told you yesterday a story that in my country where we used to live, we used to talk about how we reacted when someone robbed us, because it was a common occurrence, like someone like banging your and give me your watch or something, or your phone. And we talked with my friends. We talked, oh, you know, they robbed me yesterday, and I said to the thief, I'm not gonna give it to you, and I don't know why I did that. So sometimes that reaction is before the thought, you know, and it's good to see how you react to things, but it's just impulse. It's immediate. It's short because, as we said in the beginning, you then feel it, and then it comes down, and you say, why did I do that? When you don't feel it anymore, then you can think about it. It's universal. We all have like the same emotions. It's intense because it's wired to your brain and that chemistry, neurochemistry, and they lead to action. They lead you to do something. They say it's fight, flight, or freeze. When there's an alarm or something, you either do one of those 3. You fight, or you freeze. So that's the action. And feelings are more like stable moods. You know, more longer, conscious and progressive. And you can think about it, you know, I feel this way towards you. I feel in love, or I feel like tired, but they're longer. They're individual to one person. They're less intense in the moment because it's not just it's not an impulse, and it's not related to those hormones. But it's deeper because you feel it more like in yourself. You know, you can reflect more, and you feel it more. It's more conscious. And they lead to deciding and living in a certain way. So it's not just acting, but it can interfere with your decisions and your way of living. Okay? So that's the difference between emotions and feelings. And that's good to know too. So another question. We have three prizes left. Are we responsible for our emotions? Yes.
I think in some situations we can be.
Okay.
I think it's more of the way you react with your emotions. Somebody else can cause your emotions,
Yeah.
but the way you respond to them with that emotion is on you. So like.
Okay. So that's a great A answer. So you win your candy. So what I want to say is yes and no. So in the way that she's saying, yes, we're responsible because we're responsible of controlling, of managing our emotions. So you can feel something, but it's on you how you work with that emotion. You are not responsible in the way that you can't help feeling sad, or you can't help feeling mad, or you can't help feeling happy. It's something, it comes from inside, it's chemical, and it's, yeah.
And sometimes we feel it before we talk about it.
Yes. So in that way, we're not responsible.
We're not responsible.
But there's a third way in which we can be responsible too. Remember we talked about how our thoughts can create emotions? So if we think about bad things, we're gonna always be stressed, and we're gonna always be scared, and we're gonna always be on alert. And if we think good things, we're gonna be relaxed, we're gonna be happy, we're gonna be, so in that way we're also responsible for our emotions, because sometimes the majority of the emotions we're feeling, we're creating ourselves with our thoughts. So we have to be conscious of that. Is this real, or is it in my brain? I'm imagining. Okay, not real. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. Is it gonna rain in 2 weeks when I have my party outside?
On the beach,
You know, it's if it rains, is it on you? No. Can you do something about it? No.
No.
Will you know? No. Then don't think about it. Cut it out. You know, you're getting yourself sick thinking of things you can't control. Have you heard about the circles of control? That's a really good theory that I love too. It's about the things you can't. When you have things in life, you have things you can control, and you have things you can't
you
control.
can-
What you can control is your actions, your thoughts, what you do, what
Your
you
decisions.
feel, your decisions. That's everything else. The way someone else acts, if my coworker is late or not, if my husband is good or bad, if it's gonna rain on my party, all those things you can't control. So we have to work on things we can control, and the things we can't control, we can control them. So we can't get sick and think and stress ourselves because of things that we really can't do anything about it. So that's good to remember too. So okay, now we're gonna do the homework. Do you have a pen? No, let me give you pens. I give you that.
Thank you.
You have to write on the paper what are the 3 emotions you feel most in a week. So remember last week, and you say, okay, I was more, I don't know, angry. You can use the wheel to help you. You can read about it, and then how you manage each of those emotions. Some techniques that you use, if you need music, if you need breathing, if you need to change, then I'm gonna tell you an example of my emotions after you tell me yours.
So we have to use the principal emotions or
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Whatever you feel most comfortable. Okay, so ring your bell if you're done. Okay, so we have two more. Yeah, you ring your bell. Okay. So I'm not gonna ask you yours because that's for you, so you can work on it. That's
Okay.
private. No, you don't have to share. If you want to, it's okay, but not required. I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not gonna tell you yet. I'm gonna tell you in the next. Here in the next. Okay, so these are techniques to manage our emotions. There are several, and you can take. They're in the other side of the page. I wrote them to you so you can take it home and you can read them. Okay. So the first one: identify which stimuli generate the most explosions of emotions in you. When you know what you're gonna experience, one of these stimuli, you can get ahead of yourself. So I'm gonna tell you a story. I learned that when I go out with my 5 kids and they behave bad, I get really stressed out and I freak out and I treat them so bad because I don't like people looking at us and saying, oh, listen. So that's, for me, that's an emotional trigger. Like an airport, a restaurant, whatever, and they start throwing food and I'm like, ah, and awful
We can talk about
explosion. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it. But that's for me. Some people, they don't mind, they don't care.
They don't
They just
care.
accept their kids. So when I learned that happened to me, I had to work on myself. And every time I'm going out with the kids to a public place that I know that's closed space, they have to be silent, wherever. I work not on them, on me. I stay quiet for a minute and say, it's okay if they behave bad. No one is looking at you. They're kids, whatever. So I work and I repeat things. So when I know consciously that when that happens, it doesn't trigger me. Okay? So that's one example. Another example, and since I humiliated myself yesterday, I'm gonna humiliate myself today. Another example is when I go to my kids' soccer games, I get so mad when parents and the other team start yelling things get aggressive and I get worked up and I start thinking answering and and I get really, really, really mad and worked up and sometimes it's scary, calm down, okay? So I didn't like feeling that way, but I couldn't help it. It's just something wakes up in me, lion, mama, bear, whatever. So I said, okay, so we're not enjoying this. So now what I do is I sit on the other side of the field. When the parents of the other team, where are they? Okay, I can't sit next to parents of the other team. I have to sit in the other corner and I can hear them. If I don't hear them, I'm fine, I'm good. I don't mind the ref, I don't mind if they win, they lose. It's just the parents of the other team screaming that get me. So knowing that the stimuli that breaks me, I have to work on things. And when I start getting upset, I look at my phone and I stop looking at the game. I change my attention to something else. So those are techniques that I've created for myself because I'm a very impulsive person, an emotional person, and it's okay. But I have created those things for myself, and I'm gonna create a lot more in the future after preparing this talk because that some things, maybe it's, I don't know, impunctuality. Maybe it's driving with someone that drives slow. Maybe it's when someone takes something out of your closet and you have all your things, I don't know, in a certain way with the colors and something gets out and you freak out. Okay, whatever. We all have our tics or things. But knowing that and creating a technique or getting ahead of yourself and knowing this is gonna happen. I don't know, I'm gonna go in a house with 20 people and there's gonna be mess and preparing yourself can make all the difference. Can make all the difference to have a nice experience, to be more tolerant, to have more empathy, to self-regulate, all the things we talked about. Another thing, try to reason in a logical way. Questions like, is what I'm thinking really true? Will help you. So it is important to me, it is so important to me that makes me feel this way. Am I making a mistake? So all these questions, is this real? Is it really that important? Is this and am I making a mistake? So all these questions, you have to look at things with a critical thinking so you can land land. You're in a plane. You have to land back to Earth and say, okay, so this is not that important. I don't have to get worked up about it. So I remember one time we were in the car and one of my kids was practicing the times table. And I just got so mad. I don't know why he didn't know it or he was late. And I started yelling at him about the times table. And afterward, I don't know, a therapy or whatever. And the people that I was talking to was like, is the times table that important? And I was like, no, it's not. I don't know why. So sometimes we have to, is it really this important so that I have to get worked up like this? No. Okay. So calm down. It's okay. So that helps us. Observe your emotions. It's important to be attentive by observing your own emotions. If you pay attention to them, you can learn to manage emotions and begin to channel them. So after this talk, maybe it's a good homework to observe you. Like what you wrote 3 of those. You can observe more. Why am I so sad? Why am I so happy? Why I am so angry? And getting to know ourselves better is always helpful. Be self-critical. Be critical of your thoughts. Many of your thoughts arise mechanically. There are interpretations that you make of reality, and sometimes they are founded, but sometimes they are not. They are the result of reasoning. Think that your thoughts are not reality, but a filter for reality. Sometimes we're all so set on what we think is right that our emotions are tied to that. Like I said, no. The order is important in this house and everything has to be by color, by size. Okay, that's your filter of reality, but that's not reality. Maybe that's not reality for the people that are living with you. Okay, so you have to take out that emotion of that and say, okay, so this is important to me, but it's not reality and it's not important for the whole world. Like, no. Okay, so being critical of that, maybe it will take out all of these emotions from things that maybe you're getting worked up that don't need to be that hard. Okay? Self-control. It offers you the ability to delay momentary satisfaction or gratification and to dominate the impulsiveness that can harm you so much. Because we're used to this generation, this time, this era is used to reward. Immediate reward. Amazon, buy one now, get it today, get it tomorrow, get it in 2 hours, get it in half an hour, get it in, and YouTube, another video, and another video.
Food.
Yeah, food right now. You want the food in 5 minutes, and if not, you're gonna do a Yelp review, and you're gonna close down the restaurant, and everything is instant gratification. So we are not helping ourselves, delaying things. And with our kids too, the ones that are parents know, I'm thirsty, water. I'm hungry, snack. You have to go with 100 snacks and water and whatever because they can't wait for 5 minutes. So we have to. Plato said that we have 2 horses: the reason and the emotions, and that we have to one black, one white, and we have to work together because if one goes this way and one goes that way, well, that emotion horse is those things that we need for now and that you need to learn. No, okay, it's okay if I wait, it's okay if I don't have it right now, it's okay. So that's self-control, and we're gonna see a funny video about self-control after this. Motivation is very good. So we have to see what motivates us. We have to look for the sense in our life, what we want to achieve, our dreams, whatever. This is helpful too. To manage our emotions, yeah?
And I think we need to learn to motivate it by ourselves.
Of course.
We can wait for someone else because if someone else don't have the time or they don't want in this moment to motivate us, we're not gonna be motivated.
Of course, that motivation has to come from inside you.
Exactly.
And that motivation, when I asked, the first question that I asked was, you have to do something, but you don't want to because you don't feel like it. That's your emotions working towards not making that goal. But if you are self-motivated, you can overcome that emotion of not doing it, of not feeling it, of I'm feeling sad today, so I'm not going to work. And you say no, because I'm motivated to achieve what I want. So that's why self-motivation is very important. And then seek empathy. Put yourself in the other's place. You will be able to detect external signs. Try to understand their reality, leaving aside differences about values, beliefs, and experiences. So work on that too, because when you are more empathic, you also learn a lot about yourself. When you learn to see in others, in the people you have next to you, learn to put yourself in their place, then you know about your emotions too. So it's a win-win situation. Okay? So this is the video I told you about self-control. I don't know if you have seen it. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, sit in that chair. All right, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you. You can either wait, and I'll give you another one if you wait, or you can eat it now. When I come back, I'll give you another one, so then you'll have two. But stay in here and stay in the chair till I come back, okay? All right.
Trágala.
Qué mala.
I'm gonna go do something, and then I'll come back.
It smells yummy. It smells really good.
Le va a agarrar.
Qué tortura.
Te va el delirio.
So it's up to you. You can have it now, or you can wait. Okay? I'll be back. Stay in the chair, okay? Okay.
Esa es buena, esa ni siquiera lo tocó.
Yeah, yeah,
Sí, la
yeah,
más
yeah.
chiquitita.
Esa sí, ya y un pedacito.
Trágala para que se vea. No se van a dar cuenta, no se dan cuenta.
Que no se van a dar cuenta. Pobrecito.
Qué pecado.
All right, so I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, okay? So you can either eat it right now or you can wait. Either way, okay? Okay.
No, eso no espero.
No, ese no esperó. Qué pecadito.
How'd you do? Did you do good? You did? You wanted to eat it, didn't you? Yeah. So I'll tell you to give you another one? Okay, I can have both.
No, desesperado, pobrecito.
Esta le valió.
Venga, sí,
Desde que se sentó, que ni la escuchó.
Okay, so the important thing about this self-control is that it's an experiment. This is a recreation, but they actually did this experiment, I don't know how many years ago, and they followed the kids. They followed for 20 years the kids that ate the marshmallow and the kids that waited.
Okay.
And they measured the success rate in school, in the jobs, the professional life, and the kids that were able to wait had much higher rate of success than the kids that didn't wait. So that self-control, it may seem silly, but it's a big part of life. The people that can control their emotions, that can control their impulses, that know how to manage, that know how to work with those emotions, that can resist that temptation, they're able, and if you think about it, they're able to study when they don't want to, they're able to wait for things, they're able to work harder. So it makes sense. It makes sense that this is an important part of life. So I'm ending the workshop with a little video that I love and I used in many of my conferences. Oh, I don't know what I did. Oh, I don't know what I did. Sorry. Come back. Now it's slow because I don't know why the TV has to like recognize the computer and went to the YouTube. Okay. It's here. This is the last one, so after this we can go.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
You have seen it?
Yeah.
But I can see it
I see
100 times.
Yeah.
Last part of the video made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Every time that I see it.
เขาจะได้อะไร ถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวัน
นี่นะเนี่ย
เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น ไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น เพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้ คือได้แค่ความรู้สึก ได้เห็นความสุข ได้เข้าใจ ได้ความรัก ได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิม ในชีวิตคุณ อะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
ให้ประกันชีวิต เชื่อในความดี
So to end, it's just like those are those little things that we can change. And we are responsible for our emotions because if we have empathy, if we take care of the little things around you, if we take care of those people that are around us, if we put good into the world, we will be happier and we will be more successful even. So thank you so much for coming. I don't know if you have questions.
Let me read my emotions.
You want to read your emotions? Go
Yeah.
ahead. Okay.
The first one,
Uh-huh.
passion.
Okay.
Because sometimes, every day I feel passion.
Okay.
Sometimes before to get to my house, and every time when I arrive to my house, and I saw my boy and my girl, I
Okay.
feel passion.
Okay.
The second one, hopeful.
Okay.
Because
Hopeful.
all the time we have to be hopeful.
Okay.
Good things are gonna arrive all the time.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what are you feeling now. And the third one, optimistic.
Okay. So good, three emotions, good emotions. Okay.
Just
Well,
good
they're not
emotions.
good or bad.
Just good
They're
emotions.
emotions, but feel good. Okay, good. Thank you, Osvaldo, for sharing. Thank you, thank you. Well, if you have any questions, suggestions, nothing else?
So just
Yes.
go to the store.
I will go to your store. I will go to your
No,
store.
because it's very hard to come.
Yes.
So people want to come, the employees want to come, but because it's
too far.
away,
Yes,
it's
I
too
know.
far, and the traffic these days are like
Yes,
crazy.
yes.
So that is why maybe no one came.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
You can schedule with us.
Of course,
any
of course.
day.
We will do it. For next year, we will do it. I'll definitely
So
do
you
it.
can
Yes.
stop by because here it's very, very hard. Even for me because I have another job.
Yes,
So that is
okay,
why, but
yes.
I want to come.
Yes, we're trying different things. We're trying going to the stores, and we're trying to do because it's good to have like a lot of people in the
Yeah, exactly.
because of the interaction. So we'll work on it. But
Perfect. Thank you.
good that you came so that you know how this works, and now you can say to your employees you have to come. You know, it's good. It's good that you hear it in first person. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay. Now can you stop that the video? Thank you.